some of the people who made it so extraordinary. So I'll bring them out one by one, and let's start with the Kingslayer, Sir Jaime Lannister. Next we have Jon Snow. And the queen you love to hate, Cersei Lannister. And the imp. Khal Drogo, Jason Momoa.
Tony the Barbarian.
Queen Daenerys Stormborn, Emilia Clarke. Not least, the two showrunners who have put all of this together and done such an amazing job. Big Head and Little Head, I'm not sure which is which here. But David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. So I have some questions for the crew here that I will be tossing to them one by one. And then at a certain point we will open it up for questions from the floor. So think of some good questions, but not for a while yet. So the last who comes first, so let's start with David and Dan here about how this all started. What was your first introduction to the books? How did you get involved in this madness? Well, yes.
And about 6 years ago, your agent Vince Drury sent us our books.
Close up your mouth.
The books were sent about 6 years ago. I am ashamed to admit I hadn't heard of them back in 2006, and the first 4 showed up on the doorstep, and they were about 5,000 pages, and I just thought, wow, I don't know how I'm going to get into these. But I remember the scene that I did get into it. It's basically what you just saw up there when Bran gets pushed out the window. And from that moment on, I was completely hooked. Had the same experience that so many millions of readers have had, where it's like crack on paper and you can't stop. And at the time, people said, people were talking about doing it as a movie. And various people from movie studios would call and say, I've figured it out. We've got it. I've cracked it. I know how to make this into a 2.5-hour movie. 2.5-hour PG-13 movie. So we couldn't understand that. And I remember very distinctly calling you, George, and saying the only way we can see doing this is as an HBO series, thinking you wouldn't go for it. And we got really lucky, and we went for it.
We're all very happy, and I think you folks are going to be very happy too that we did go that way. Emilia, a question for you. Your story is quite the Cinderella story. Like you came to this project right out of drama school.
Yeah.
Would you, I mean, if you could go back in one of these many DeLorean time machines you see around the thing and talk to yourself 3 years ago, what advice would you give about what lies ahead of you?
Oh my goodness, do exactly the same thing as I was going to do anyway. Yeah, I don't know what advice I'd give myself. Take a deep breath and read George R. R. Martin's books. Yeah, it's been incredible. It's been an absolute...
Does drama school really prepare you for something like this?
No, there were no dragons at drama school, so yeah. I don't know. I think it was the thing that prepared me for this was Dani, like falling in love with her and just, yeah, the book, your amazing words and the amazing character that she is, that's kind of been everything that...
Has the show changed your life, or
yes.
Are you being recognized? And,
no, see the hair. I kind of expected everyone to get out and be like, who is this guy? What? No. Although, actually one person, and I got, she gave me free frozen yogurt, so I was so happy.
One for you. You played a hero in the Saracana Chronicles. And now you're playing a character that many of these people hate. How is that different for you? How do you prepare for that as an actress? What do you prefer?
Well, it's kind of fun to be able to play a character who isn't trying to be morally good. So it's kind of fun, you know what I mean? I'm not playing to please anybody, but I have to say, people come out and say, I hate you. It's kind of horrible. I can't do it.
Do you like Cersei?
I love her. I think she's misunderstood.
Misunderstood, all right.
She loves her children.
She loves her children. Extremely misunderstood.
Nikolaj, and this is your first Comic-Con, you just told me. Now, you starred in New Amsterdam, and you starred in and now in this. Are you a secret science fiction fantasy geek?
It's not a secret, no. I'm a fan. Yeah.
No?
I have to say thank you for coming. It's a ridiculous experience. I can't feel my feet. I don't know. Ow!
I know as an actor, over the years you've probably gotten many good reviews and many bad reviews, as usually comes, but did anything in your past prepare you for the intense internet discussion of your nose?
I have a story. Years ago, I was in Iceland, and I shot a movie, and at the wrap party, the gaffer, the guy who controls the lighting, he came up to me really drunk and said, "Hey, I gotta tell you, when I saw that nose, I thought, shit, I'm in trouble."
That is great.
But I'm sitting here now. So.
Jason, I have to ask you this one. I have a serious question, but first I have to ask you this one. Because you are in the geek capital of the world here. And I know there's a question that's on the minds of half of the people here, which is, and I've got to ask it, who would win, Khal Drogo or Conan?
Well, George, between you and me, Drogo would kick Conan's ass. If Drogo were here, he'd probably say something like,
I'm sorry about that, George. It was all their fault.
But, yeah, whose fault is that? That was an incredible moment.
you should
And
hear
I
who
think
else wanted
everybody
to
here
go.
loved that. How did that scene come about?
I went to Dave and Dan just because I finished Conan. I was like, I've just chopped off 100 people's heads, and I felt like we should. Drogo's just such a badass. I wanted just to do one scene, and I wanted to. The most intimidating thing to me would be to like not even use a weapon and just to take his weapons out. And if he said something to my wife, I had a dream, and I wanted to rip someone's throat out. This is only because I didn't come with it. Normally I don't do this. I mean, I have really nice dreams normally. Yeah, I wanted to do something so it looked like he was just the baddest man in the world, and you know, and you guys, and I'm sorry about that, and I hope you like it. Don't hate me.
I love that scene.
Thank you, sir.
I love that scene. I think everybody here loved that scene. Peter. Congratulations on the Emmy nomination. And I think I'm often asked when I do signings who's my favorite character in books, and I always answer Tyrion. And I know many of the readers say he's my favorite character too. What is it like to step into a situation where you have hundreds of thousands of people who already know your character and love it? Does that change your approach as an actor?
Well, I don't know if I even have approach as an actor. I don't know. But I think that everybody on this panel was faced with that. When we started this show, really big shoes to fill, and I think, yes, Tyrion is liked a lot, but so are some of these other characters, so I don't know. Yeah, it was terrifying.
I think we're, Kit. You realize that your poster is going up on the bedrooms of thousands of 15.
Scares the crap out of me.
It's always been my prediction that you and Richard, Team John and Team Rob, will emerge here. You've been working with animals a lot, I've noticed, with a puppet horse in War Horse on the London stage, highly acclaimed, and with a dog playing Wolf on our show. Would you prefer that we went with puppet wolves next season, or did you like working with ghosts?
Yeah, the thing about puppet horses is they do what they're told, which is kind of a big bonus. No, I love my dog. I love Cooper, or Ghost, as he's called. I don't know. Yeah, we got on very well. He just didn't do what he was told, and all he wanted was the bit of meat in my hand. So he was quite often wagging his tail and he had his tongue out. Not looking threatening or silent at all, but I think he did a fabulous job, really.
Did you, as I asked Emilia, this has been quite a transformation for you too. Is your life changing as a result? Are you being recognized? And
I got recognised in Costa Coffee the other day. Buying a latte, I got recognised by someone. And it's more that they kind of get a bizarre kind of puzzled look. I'm sure I know you from somewhere. And then every now and again the question, have you read or you watched Game of Thrones? And at which point I say, well, actually, as it happened. But yeah, no, it's been remarkable. It's been an amazing journey. Absolutely.
Well, let's hope it's just beginning here. I know one question that a lot of fans have asked me, and I'm sure it's one we should tackle here. We are preparing the DVDs now, and David and Dan, what can the fans expect on the DVDs and the Blu-rays? Will there be the deleted scenes and extended scenes, or special
expect
features?
us droning on and on and on. No, there. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we didn't really have any deleted scenes, and we pretty much used everything we shot. It was a very ambitious and challenging schedule, and so as a result of that, it's not like there were a lot of things left on the cutting room floor. But the DVD team is putting together a lot of amazing supplementary material with art from Will Simpson, who is our storyboard artist, an old school 2000 AD comic book guy, Judge Dredd guy, Hellblazer guy, and he's done some really, really amazing work that's going to show up on the DVD that we're really proud of.
The thing I'm really excited about on the DVDs, it would be great, I wish we had it here, we could show you, but the first auditions for everybody here, what they came in and did with those scenes, we don't have them here, but they are on the DVDs. If you could see what Momoa does, once Jason approves it and it goes on the DVD, because you need to see him doing, what's it called, the haka? Yeah. It's the dance that won him the role of Jason Momoa. And by the way, this is a good time to probably say thank you to the fans, because we were looking all over the world for Khal Drogo, couldn't find the right person, looking. We went on to, there are the different threads where fans recommend the actors that they like, and
Westeros.
It was all Westeros, and there's a whole Khal Drogo one, and someone had a Jason Momoa. And no offense, but I hadn't heard of you before that, because I hadn't kept up on my Baywatch, but so we clicked the fan was kind enough to have a link with Jason's picture, and we clicked on it, and we thought, that kind of looks true movie. And so we thought, why not? Let's bring him in. And he came in, and he read the scene, and then there's no dance in the actual scene. But Jason decided to show us how good he was going to do the haka, and just like tore off his shirt.
Jason, I mean, what was it like? Almost all of your dialogue in the show is in a made-up language. That must have been an interesting challenge for you.
Yes, it was very interesting. Actually, when I went to the table reading and I met the 50 cast members, Dave and Dan pulled me aside and they're like, oh, we got this great idea. We think it's a good idea that we made this language because there's no way that the whole tribe would learn how to speak English. And and I'm like, well, that absolutely makes sense. We should, it's a good idea. Well, we have this language, it's like German Arabic. I want you to listen to it. And it literally sounded like Jabba the Hutt and like Fozzie Bear. Waka waka. I was like, I really want this job, I won't do anything. I went back to my hotel and ordered a lot of pizza and got a lot of Guinness, and next thing you know, that's all it takes, a little bit of Guinness.
I did not invent the language. It was David Peterson as the father.
Amazing language. It's so beautiful, and it was an honor to. It was absolutely the greatest acting achievement, and to learn something like that, and it was a true honor to be able to communicate like that with someone else and know what they're saying. It was fun.
Check Mission back again.
So was that your favorite scene? Your great speech in Dothraki was an amazing scene.
Yes, I mean that, George. When I read the book, I was like, it was the greatest war speech I've ever heard, and I have to have this role. So I mean, just reading that was an absolute. That was it for me.
I'd like to ask actually all of you, what was your favorite scene to film in the first season? What's the one that you got most excited about, and looking back on it, you're really pleased with it? Nikolaj?
Isaac was really annoying, so pushing him, no. Isaac is the sweetest kid. It was just a joke. There were, to be honest, I think there's so many great scenes. I mean, to get those scripts and read those scenes, I really liked my last scene with Catelyn. I think it was great to do that. And but yeah. Kit,
probably the scene with Arya with Maisie. It's beautifully written, and it's also a really kind of wonderful, or very sad moment for the character. I liked getting hot and sweaty with Richard and Alfie. That was quite sexy. And apart from that, I don't know. I had loads. The fight scenes were a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
My favourite are still to come, so we just read some of season 2. But the first season, I really enjoyed doing the scene with Mark Addy, who plays Robert, and just because it was more revealing than I'd had a chance to do.
And that's another wonderful scene that Dan and Dave contributed there. It's not from the books, so thank you for that scene. Peter?
Sure. When I'm on trial, that was fun. It was a long day, and there was a lot of extras in that scene, and I felt like sort of master of ceremonies for like a bunch of bored extras. So it was entertaining off screen. So yeah, that was fun.
Jason, we know yours, so we'll skip over Emilia.
Hold on, there's a love scene though. Because I'm married, now I gotta do it. So let's go.
I think my one's pretty easy. I think it's definitely the final. When I get to meet my babies. That was just, amazing. But then getting to see it properly, like on screen, was, I mean, even just the sound of those dragons, like shivers, amazing, just how I thought it would be. So yeah.
Guys, do you have a favorite scene?
Well, you stole my favorite scene. You know, I love a scene that all the ones that have been mentioned, also Arya and Syrio.
Yeah, I think we would be remiss if we did not at least mention all the people who could not be here with us today, but who contributed to the great stuff that you saw. I mean, the amazing crew and technical people who did all that fabulous work, and also so many cast members in this large ensemble. Maisie Williams is Arya. Harry Lloyd, who really did incredible things with the series. And, you know, I could go on for 20 more names here. Sean Bean, yeah. I'm very pleased with the 13 Emmy nominations, as I'm sure they are, but Sean was probably should be on this. So we could go on for hours, but we can't actually go on for hours, and so I'm going to devote the rest of this to questions from the audience. So there are, I think, microphones set up somewhere. I can't see, but there we are.